All right, welcome to this explainer. We are going to pack absolutely all the crucial information you need into this fast-paced 10-minute visual analysis. We're tackling one of the most fascinating topics in modern science today. Because, well, we're all aging, right? Literally right at this very second. But what if we could actually reverse the cellular damage happening in our bodies and massively improve our health span? We're going to explore the absolute cutting-edge science of longevity. Because the ultimate goal here isn't just adding years to your life, it's adding vibrant, healthy life to your years.
To really put this into perspective, think about this. By the year 2050, it's estimated that nearly a quarter of the entire global population will be over 60 years old. No way around it, that is a massive demographic shift. And because of it, science has been racing to find ways to help us age as healthily as possible. Now today, there are actually over 200 substances known as geroprotectors that are proven to improve the aging process. But, they aren't all created equal. So we're filtering through the noise to bring you the very best.
Okay, let's dive into this roadmap. First, we'll cover the challenge of aging. Second, resveratrol and zombie cells. Third, rapamycin and AKG. Fourth, NAD+ and spermidine. And finally, we'll build your daily longevity plan.
The challenge of aging.
So, out of the hundreds of substances currently being researched, we need to focus on the biological reality of why our bodies break down in the first place, and why we're specifically spotlighting just 5 incredibly promising substances today. The secret sauce here lies in geroprotectors. These are substances that actively reverse cellular damage, and the science is just amazing. Interventions range from compounds that boost our internal cellular energy factories, all the way to things like hyperbaric chamber sessions that actually re-lengthen our telomeres, literally repairing the genetic aging inside our cells. But today, we're focusing on the 5 most accessible, effective oral substances that achieve these kinds of results.
Let's move to Section 2 and see how this builds. Resveratrol and zombie cells.
Let's start with our first major substance, resveratrol. You've probably heard of it, right? It's famously found in grapes and red berries. But here is a quick reality check. To get the high levels of resveratrol necessary to actually generate a significant effect on your health, you'd have to drink something like 10 glasses of wine a day. Obviously, please do not do that. It's incredibly dangerous and completely counterproductive. That is exactly why taking a safe, daily, 1,000 milligram supplement is the absolute optimal way to get these benefits without, the alcohol toxicity.
And this brilliantly illustrates what resveratrol actually does in the body. It fights off zombie cells. Scientists call them senescent cells. Basically, these are cells that stop functioning properly, but instead of dying off naturally like they're supposed to, they just refuse to die. They hang around, accumulate, secrete toxins, and literally ruin the surrounding healthy tissues. It's like a bad neighbor trashing the whole block. Resveratrol prevents these toxic zombie cells from forming, while at the same time protecting your healthy cells from dying prematurely. But honestly, the strangest and most fascinating benefit of resveratrol is that it safely mimics a process called caloric restriction. Science has known for a long time that eating very little can extend lifespan. The problem? Starving yourself comes with dangerous nutritional deficits. So resveratrol acts as this amazing, safe stand-in. It gives you the longevity benefits of caloric restriction, like reducing oxidative stress and preventing the aging of your neurons to protect your brain, all without the crazy long-term risks of starving your body.
Section 3. Rapamycin and AKG.
Now we are moving into 2 absolute heavy hitters in the longevity space, compounds that radically alter how your cells behave. First up is rapamycin. Inside your cells, rapamycin blocks the activation of something called mTOR. When mTOR is blocked, your cell basically stops trying to grow and reproduce, and instead shifts into a super powerful survival state called autophagy. Autophagy is, it's a cellular recycling program. The cell starts removing toxins, repairing damage, and recycling old, broken components. Amazingly, in animal studies, rapamycin extended the lifespan of mice even when they started taking it really late in their old age.
Now, what's really interesting about this is the contrast between mice and humans. In older mice, injecting rapamycin eliminated 80% of those toxic zombie cells we just talked about. It allowed tissues to renew and kept organs younger. So you're probably wondering, why aren't all of us healthy humans taking it right now? Well, in humans, rapamycin acts as an immunosuppressant. It's currently used for organ transplant patients so their bodies don't reject the new organ. Science just hasn't locked down the exact longevity dose that won't also suppress your immune system's ability to fight off everyday infections. So it's incredibly promising, but for general anti-aging, it's still in the research phase.
And because of those limitations with rapamycin, we shift our focus to what might actually be the single most promising substance on our list today, AKG, or alpha-ketoglutarate, Unlike rapamycin, AKG is completely safe for humans, and large human trials are already underway. In fact, get this. Early results from human studies showed that using an AKG supplement for just 7 months generated a reduction in biological age equal to 8 years. 8 years! That is huge.
And it gets better. AKG is a totally normal part of the Krebs cycle, which controls our cellular metabolism and energy. As we age, our natural AKG levels just drop off, but by supplementing it, animal studies are showing a massive 50% reduction in morbidity. And this right here is the ultimate health span versus lifespan pivot. Think about it. Living to 120 means absolutely nothing if you're sick the whole time. AKG actually shortens the portion of your life spent sick, plus it gives you metabolic flexibility, meaning your body gets better at extracting energy from proteins or carbs, and it even boosts your immune system and lowers inflammation. A real game changer.
Section 4. NAD+ and spermidine.
All right, here we're focusing heavily on cellular energy and natural bodily processes. NAD+ exists in literally every single cell of your body. Basically, the more NAD+ you have, the more cellular energy you produce. Unfortunately, our natural ability to make it heavily declines as we get older. But when we boost it using precursors like NMN or nicotinamide riboside, absolute magic happens. It rejuvenates stem cells, repairs DNA damage, and boosts the expression of SIRT genes, or sirtuins. Fun little fact here. These are the exact same genes popularized a few years back by the singer Adele's SIRT food diet. NAD+ just ensures your cells have the actual energy they need to repair the damage that causes aging.
Next up is spermidine. This is a polyamine that has the incredible capacity to activate autophagy. You know, that cellular recycling process we talked about? Very similarly to how intermittent fasting does, but in supplement form. This is absolutely ideal for anyone who wants the cellular cleanup benefits of fasting, but let's be real, just cannot fit intermittent fasting into their daily life. You can also get it naturally, by the way, from fermentable foods like natto or wheat germ.
Which brings us to a really fascinating question. Why is your gut flora considered the ultimate longevity hack? Well, because the bacteria in a healthy intestine can naturally synthesize spermidine. Studies show that people who eat diets promoting good bacterial flora naturally produce more spermidine. And that leads to lower blood pressure, fewer cardiovascular problems, and reduced overall mortality. Seriously, if you want to fight aging, building a robust gut microbiome is for sure one of the smartest things you can do.
Section 5. Your longevity plan. We have covered a lot of deep science today, so let's bring the whole shebang together into actionable, everyday steps you can use right now. So, the crucial point is, when we look at all these rejuvenating substances, they essentially boil down to 4 vital cellular functions. They either increase your healthy stem cells, boost your mitochondria so you have more energy to repair your body, eliminate those toxic zombie cells trashing your tissues, or they trigger autophagy to recycle old, damaged parts into fresh, raw materials.
So, to maximize your health span and live longer with fewer diseases, here is your daily action plan. First, apply intermittent fasting if you can. Second, eat a low glycemic diet. Keeping your blood sugar stable is absolutely key. It stops your mood and energy from constantly fluctuating and dramatically lowers inflammation. Third, avoid nutritional deficits. And fourth, layer in targeted supplements like resveratrol, NAD+ precursors, or spermidine to give your body that extra geroprotective edge.
Ultimately, this isn't just about extending the clock. It's about making sure the time you do have is vibrant, energetic, and free of chronic illness. So, I'm going to leave you with this final thought. Which of these 5 longevity tools are you going to integrate into your routine today? Will you focus on stabilizing your blood sugar, boosting your NAD+ energy factories, or maybe feeding your gut flora to pump out more spermidine? Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, keep optimizing, and hey, here is to your health span.